Welcome back. Thank you very much for staying with us. The Financial Service Regulator, with the help from the Auditor-General, is going after municipalities and their officials who deduct pension contributions from their employees but fail to pay them over to relevant retirement funds. To discuss this further, we're joined by Keabetswe Tsuene. She is Conduct Supervision Specialist Analyst at the FSCA Retirement Fund. Good evening, Keabetswe. Thank you very much for joining us on the program. Now, many of us remember that this conduct by employers of deducting pension contributions and not paying them over to those relevant retirement funds was brought into sharp focus just after the two-pot system kicked in, where some employees were shocked to find they had very little to withdraw. Fast forward to now, the FSCA is going after the municipalities and their officials with the help of the Auditor-General. Just talk to us about this.
Good evening, Fundo, and thank you very much for having us. So with the help of the Auditor-General, the regulator, our office, will be going after municipalities that have contravened Section 13A, and that is to really go after the officials, the officials that may be held personally liable in terms of the Act. So we're looking at officials such as your municipal managers, your CFOs, and any other officials that are in the financial affairs of the management of the financial affairs of a municipality. And what that will also look like is that the AG will raise certain flags in their reports, and we will also continue then to report these contraventions to National Treasury. What we have seen in the previous reports that we've provided to Treasury is Treasury has then taken a decision to withhold equitable shares for municipalities that were reported. So this is something that has already happened in the month of March. And so far, it seems to be it will provide positive outcomes for members that have been affected.
You say it's already happened in the month of March. Which municipalities now have had their equitable share withheld?
Look, we have reported just over 100 municipalities. At this point, I cannot name the specific municipalities, but there was a report that was provided to Treasury, and yes, equitable shares for some municipalities that were reported has been withheld.
100 municipalities is a significant number. It's honestly, I had assumed perhaps 2 or 3, but 100, to think that most of them are in contravention here is quite worrying. But what would be the sanction imposed on the individuals if we started with them as well?
So in a criminal aspect, the Pension Funds Act actually recognizes the non-payment of pension fund contributions as a criminal offense. On conviction, a person can be fined up to 10 million rand or imprisoned for a period of up to 10 years, or it can be a combination of both. So that's on the criminal aspect. Personally, we've seen judgments, particularly in the Mafube matter, the Mafube municipality and the Municipal Workers Retirement Fund, where certain officials of that municipality, such as your municipal manager, the CFOs, were held personally liable for the non-payment of pension fund contributions to the fund. So there's the civil aspect in terms of personal liability, so to speak, and in the criminal sanctions as well.
Compliance is clearly a challenge here, given just the sheer number of municipalities that are in contravention here, 100 as you've stated, or slightly over 100. So what are some of the reasons advanced for non-compliance?
So many of the reasons, perhaps in the municipal space, to speak to that is the financial difficulties of some municipalities. There are some that are saying, we're not collecting enough revenue. We have other service providers that we need to pay first because we just don't have enough money. We rely on the equitable share that we're receiving from Treasury. And, most of the time, some of that is eaten up by salaries for the most part. And then we need to prioritize certain items after that. And you find that in some cases, pension fund contributions are probably showing up at the bottom. So it could also affect your medical aid contributions and the likes. So really, we have those municipalities that are in financial distress, but there are some municipalities that have proven to be highly litigious. They go back to court every time they have to pay, saying, look, we need to do something else with this money, or, we need to serve our constitutional mandate in terms of service delivery and so forth.
But I'm sure a number of employees now will be heartened to know that you're finally going to nab some of these officials who have been part of the municipalities that contravened in this way. Keabetswe, thank you very much for joining us this evening. That's Keabetswe Tsuene, FSCA Retirement Fund Conduct Supervision Specialist Analyst.